Yani, welcome back to another season, another episode, another exciting times. I think this is where the world of cryptocurrencies are taking a new kind of dimension, where the whole world is kind of moving, and we're seeing more and more adoption in this rough markets. It is rough indeed, because how financing has become so little, even though there are a lot of promise of investments, a lot projects, a lot of or hype, but once we go in reality, it looks like it's a very dry well. So let us see how we can, try to support, try to see where the world is going. It's been a month or since last year we haven't joined you guys in this, so we are really happy to be on this. Uh, Let me be joined by Tey. Hi Tey, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, Rudy. Good afternoon, everyone watching us on Crypto Talks. Indeed, it's been a while since we were together. A lot has happened in the past few days, let alone in the beginning of this year. The hype and the expectations of ETFs have arrived, and we're gonna see whether the promises were kept. Will Bitcoin go to $100,000? Did it go to $100,000? Lot of exciting news to cover for the beginning of this week, and of course, we went through a small recap on what happened in January with the ETFs.
Yeah, indeed. I think ETFs were something that we cannot miss talking about, especially in this exquisite time, I would say. So
Yes.
bear with us on the ETFs. I think we just witnessed the Bitcoin ETFs, and we're talking about Ethereum ETFs at this moment. So we don't know the status. Will it be after April? In April, end of the year? We are not sure what will happen in that space. We were hiked and pumped about what do you call it? That Bitcoin ETF will be changing the game. A lot of billion of dollars that will be pumping. Well, we've seen it go down, and maybe I don't know if you have an answer for that also, so that later on we can definitely pass into. Meanwhile, let's jump into the final or the presentation so that we can move forward into our session. So, as usual, we are really happy for this, and this is today the first opening session of season 9. I think episode, if I'm not mistaken, 210, 212, if I'm not mistaken. Not too sure anymore. My mistake, I didn't check. That's a rookie mistake, let's call it. So with that, we will be also start realizing our women in AI and fintech within the next coming months or so. April to release the report in April, and joined everybody so that they know what's happening. So without further ado, again, crypto fraud is maybe the one thing that I'm trying to preach every time, and then try to not make it as a fuss, but it is. We just seen a few days ago $25 million being robbed by someone after joining a meeting with 3 deepfakes executives, and then that was possibly the first time, not the first time. Uh, we know they exactly, it's not the first time, but it's maybe the first time in that amount of money without, because he checked, he did all of the balances, and then he called the right guys. He went on with them. He met them. He knows their style. He knows their voices. He knows their faces. He knows everything about them. Yet it turned out to be deep fake. So this is where the reality of things are. It's really sad to hear such a thing, but what can we do? We move forward. So there's a lot of events happening within this month, and the second part of let's talk about this month because it's really busy, because next month we have Ramadan. So Ramadan kind of things ease, so things are pumped more into the February. We have fourth data driven government conference. We have Crypto 306 empowering the Thrive in Digital Age, the GRC summit in Egypt, Digital Innovation and Transformation Summit in Sultanate Oman. And we have STEP conference, which is happening on 21 and 22. I'll be speaking in STEP. I'll be possibly speaking also in Oman. So if you are there, I'll be next week in Oman. Also, if you are there, please do connect with me. So as we saw, a lot of events. Do join. Meanwhile, let's get back our dear friend Tey, and then we move from there. Tey, should update. Wait. There's the. Here we go.
Good afternoon, Rudy. Good afternoon, watching Crypto Talks. This is season 9, episode 1, our first episode for this year in 2024. And as we are breaking this session for you, Bitcoin is exactly trading at $43,000. There was a lot of hype and expectations built for 2024 regarding the price of Bitcoin, that with the approval of ETFs, we should expect Bitcoin at $100,000 and a lot of inflows would come into the market. As of now, Bitcoin is still leading the um, is still taking a lead position on the cryptocurrency market caps. Total market cap for the crypto market now is $1.73 trillion. And Bitcoin is dominating 48% approximately of this market. This is important always to notice so that we can know where is the balance of power between altcoins and Bitcoin, and hence where are we going to I don't want to use the word invest, but participate in the future of money and buy your first cryptocurrencies. So, are you going to buy Bitcoin now, or are you going to wait for Bitcoin for a lower price? One of the indicators, one of the factors, one of the things that we look at for the timing of such a decision is the Bitcoin dominance. So, to time our decision to buy Bitcoin, whether it's now or later, one of the things that we look at is the Bitcoin dominance. And today, the Bitcoin dominance, or as we speak now, is 48.6%. Usually, when it's low, this means the price of crypto or the price of Bitcoin in general is on a downtrend. When the Bitcoin dominance is up, this means the Bitcoin is taking more market share in the cryptocurrency market, and hence it is perhaps in an upward or continuing to see an upward position. Usually, when Bitcoin dominance is up, this is a sign for altcoins to go up. And this is exactly what did we see today. Solana is relatively, if we exclude the shortage that happened in their network and the pause that the network saw in the past 24 hours, Solana would have maintained its $100 position. climbing up from 60 $70 in the past few months. Most of the altcoins have favored their positions to basically stay put. Like AVAX, still 34, 35, didn't reach again the $40 levels that we saw a few weeks ago. Cardano still at 0.48, maintaining its position with 5% drawdown from or drawback from the price that we saw last week. In general, the people are asking why Bitcoin is not at $100,000 today, and this is because the communities were expecting that after the SEC has approved the Bitcoin ETFs, we're gonna see a huge rally in price. Perhaps this sentiment is fading now. Maybe the theory is in place that there will be a huge rally in the Bitcoin price fueled by the ETF frenzies. Maybe the triggers for such an event are not yet in place. And this is where I want to start with the news for this week. And our first news with the SEC, they talked about one of those triggers. So, with SEC approving the Bitcoin ETFs, what can trigger the price? One is education. So when investors are aware of the benefits of Bitcoin and understand how it works from a ABC or basic perspective, and they decide to allocate part of their funds or income into buying a Bitcoin ETF, then definitely the limited supply shock that will be created in the next 10 years with the halving of Bitcoin should push the prices into a upward position. Um, this as well could mean with the new influx of money into Bitcoin that the volatility will be lower and hence more stability to the Bitcoin price would come. And one of the fears that the SEC is concerned with the volatility of Bitcoin that we see today, many of those retirement funds that invest in ETFs will be exposed to the volatility of Bitcoin today. And hence, retirement funds investing in Bitcoin, even through ETFs, might not be a suitable choice to offer owners of such funds or liquidity providers even of such funds. So in general, what everyone agreed on, the price action takes place from a simple mathematical equation that relies on supply and demand. And so far, there is no demand for Bitcoin. Interest rates have not been changed, and most probably they will not be lowered. Remember when Bitcoin went into this rocket ship that we saw in 2020, 2021, it was fueled mainly by the huge economic uncertainty that was looming around the world because of COVID, but most importantly as well because of the negative interest rates that were in place. Capital today is preferring to stay in government bonds, in stock options, in stock markets, and little inflows that we are seeing into Bitcoin and the ETFs. BlackRock today is the top 10 Bitcoin ETF trader, and a lot of the grayscale BTC has exited the market into exchanges. So with the new policy that we will see in the Bitcoin halving in April 2024, this supply will slowly diminish and we enter another phase of uncertainty with the US presidential elections happening in November. So, with all this, I would say, uncertain geopolitical map that is changing around the world. Elections in South Korea were happening I think it was sorry in Taiwan, were happening in this year in January, and we're gonna end it in end of the year with the U.S. presidential elections. So there is so much room for Bitcoin to play and to show its power, but yet we need to see some demand. And perhaps this is where MetaMask and other cryptocurrencies they are um, seeing, or they see that need for traditional finance to be bridged into cryptocurrency. We need to see the inflow of local currencies like US dollar, British pound, Australian dollar, Lebanese lira, Iraqi dinar, Egyptian pound. All these local currencies they need to flow into crypto. Many people are realizing, hey, centralized exchanges are becoming a burden. They are becoming as risky as a bank is, and even worse, because in simple terms, there's no customer service that you can talk to in an exchange, while you can at least phone a number and visit a bank to fix your problems or your issue with your account. So the this pressure as well is leading people to look at other alternatives, the ones that rely on cryptocurrencies into their day-to-day activities. And non-custodial finance now is emerging back again as as the way to enter into the crypto world. There's a new term that we're hearing now, NoFi, or non-custodial finance. So we have DeFi, we have NoFi. NoFi is a part of DeFi, decentralized finance. In particular, it is the non-custodial finance which MetaMask belongs to. And MetaMask today understands this need of bridging traditional finance with the crypto economy, and hence they partnered up with Robinhood in order to benefit from the Robinhood or Robin Connect feature. This feature allows them to have a way for Robinhood users to send funds to their MetaMask accounts, and MetaMask can purchase digital assets using the Robinhood order flow. So this offering is like integrating into the trading platform, which is called Robinhood Connect, and it will service a feature similar to a buy crypto feature. So when this is rolling up, this will roll up in April, and it will allow the users, as we said, to fund their crypto wallets without have to leaving their decentralized application. Um, Again, the trends they move along the lines of the needs of people. After the FTX problems, we saw as well the speculation on whether um, ETFs would be approved or not back in December. More and more users they are relying on non-custodial wallets in order to fulfill their crypto needs. So more innovations like this are definitely welcome. Speaking of exchanges, one of the largest exchanges has delisted the XMR. XMR is known as Monero, and Monero has went 17% 17% down after this news, and this will be delisted on February 20. So it's not the first exchange in the world that will delist a privacy coin. Many many cryptocurrencies are being especially the ones that related to privacy are being delisted from centralized exchanges because they do not comply with the local laws and regulation that prohibit the list and the trade of privacy coins. People who still want to buy those digital assets, they can buy them through decentralized exchanges, and they can put their hands on some XMR or the privacy coins. Of course, we covered the Bitcoin ETFs, and we mentioned briefly how Grayscale as well offloaded part of their Bitcoins into the market. But there is another player who is today is affected by the ETFs, and those are the Bitcoin miners, where they have reportedly sold their assets or reserve in order to upgrade their capacity, as well as we are approaching more and more the the Bitcoin halving. So the miners' asset reserves, they have plunged to 1.8 million BTC, according to market data, and this has been the lowest point since June 2021. Um, on January 12th, a day after the approval of ETFs, almost $1 billion worth of miner BTC was moved into exchanges, and this is setting a 6-year high miner outflow, according to data from on-chain analytics Glassnode. And the final piece of news for this week, something that Rudy was pointing to, and he was warning from the use of deep fakes and fake IDs in the crypto space specifically, is very high. uh, this space, the know your customer standards, the banking security standards do not yet exist fully in the crypto space. uh, One of the biggest weak points today, that new innovations like AI is introducing to crypto, is the fact of fake IDs. So we see a new innovation like AI that could help us perhaps write an email, or create a better content, or help us edit our video. Today, it's the same technology is being used to create fake IDs, and those fake IDs are being sold for $15 an ID. And one of the marketing tricks that is being used to sell them is saying that those IDs, they pass the KYC of a crypto exchange. So the website is called OnlyFake, and they claim to use neural networks to generate realistic looking photo sets of fake IDs for just $15. And as Rudy was mentioned, Rudy was mentioning the story of a executive in a company that was frauded with $25 million. This happens a lot. Before, it used to happen with emails, and even before that with letters. And now it is simply just being upgraded, and they collect videos from public figures or people who appear a lot on cameras, and they try to edit the conversation or to steer the conversation in a way that would lead you to do such actions of sending $25 million to different accounts based on the orders of your boss. With that, Rudy, we got back to you. This was our quick news for this week.
Thank you, Tay. I think it's very interesting, and I like exactly the last example that you gave about the fake ideas where you can get them for $15 now using the AI, and how AI is really disturbing or disrupting different things. It's really amazing. So that's where, what is really realistic anymore? Are you and me real? So we just published an article with Al Hurra magazine talking about Taylor Swift attack, where they posted nude videos about her, and how this thing has disrupted. But because Taylor Swift is a powerful person, she's able to uh, coordinate and ban and kind of control the situation. But others are not as easy. Just imagine where if this happens in a conservative family or whatever, what could be the consequences until they understand that this is fake. So I'm talking about the medium time meanwhile until it's fake. So that's one. Cyberbullying using AI and such tools is becoming really hard. Now we're seeing digital identities to be used online, with they have authentication and so many other things. So it's really interesting. I'm checking with the comments. We just have welcomes and welcome back for today. Uh, Thank you for being with us. Thank you for coming back. In the beginning, I was afraid. I just saw some numbers that they were low, and then I was happy that some got notified, and we spread it across social media, so people are back. We're happy about this. Thank you, Tay, for this week. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Bob, for staying faithful to us, and all of the best. Next time, we'll be having, as part of a discussion, some tokens to be given away. We'll see how will this format be, and otherwise, we will thank you, and we'll see you definitely next week. Before I go, any last comment or anything? So before we jump.
No, thank you, Rudy. I want to thank everyone for coming back to season 9. And we have a long year to cover. So see you next week.
Yeah, indeed. Yalla, Tay. See you next week.